Can Alzheimer's be triggered by stress? The link between Alzheimer's and stress needs to be further examined, but researchers believes that stress can cause inflammation in the brain, making the brain more susceptible to health problems like dementia. Stress can also lead to depression, a known risk factor for Alzheimer's and related forms of the disease. Can anxiety cause Alzheimer's? Anxiety disorders could lead to Alzheimer's. A new study has found that increasing symptoms of anxiety and depression may be linked to an increase in beta-amyloid proteins, a hallmark characteristic of Alzheimer's disease. Does stress affect dementia? Stress affects the immune system, which is known to play an important role in the development of dementia. Stress is also closely linked to conditions such as depression and anxiety, which have also been suggested as factors that could increase risk of dementia. What is the main cause of Alzheimer's? Scientists believe that for most people, Alzheimer's disease is caused by a combination of genetic, lifestyle and environmental factors that affect the brain over time. Less than 1% of the time, Alzheimer's is caused by specific genetic changes that virtually guarantee a person will develop the disease. Is Alzheimer's a death sentence? 2. A diagnosis of Alzheimer's is a death sentence. There is no cure, and Alzheimer's is the sixth leading cause of death in the United States. Most people with the disease live from 5 to 20 years after diagnosis, with the 8 to 10-year range the most common. What do most Alzheimer patients die from? The most prevalent cause of death in dementia patients is a secondary infection, commonly pneumonia. Bacterial infections could be easily remedied with a course of antibiotics in healthy individuals. Is anxiety an early sign of dementia? Anxiety could be an early manifestation of Alzheimer's, says study. Symptoms of increasing anxiety may be an early warning sign of Alzheimer's disease years before cognitive impairment is evident, a new study suggests. Is anxiety an early sign of Alzheimer's? A study published in the American Journal of Psychiatry has found that increasing symptoms of anxiety may, in fact, be an early symptom of Alzheimer's disease. The study found that as symptoms increased, so did levels of beta-amyloid proteins, a hallmark characteristic of Alzheimer's. Does depression cause Alzheimer's? Studies have consistently shown that people with a history of depression, particularly recurrent or chronic depression, have about twice the risk of developing Alzheimer's disease later in life. Can dementia get worse suddenly? Dementia occurs due to physical changes in the brain and is a progressive disease, meaning it gets worse over time. For some people, dementia progresses rapidly, while it takes years to reach an advanced stage for others. The progression of dementia depends greatly on the underlying cause of the dementia. What is end stage of dementia? Still, in the final stage of dementia, symptoms are quite similar across all types, as a person experiences a significant decline in everyday functioning. Eventually, your loved one will reach the late stage of dementia, also called end-stage dementia or advanced dementia, in which symptoms become severe. Is forgetting words a sign of dementia? Memory loss and dementia. Often, memory loss that disrupts your life is one of the first or more recognizable signs of dementia. Other early signs might include asking the same questions repeatedly, forgetting common words when speaking. Who gets Alzheimer's the most? Age is the biggest risk factor for Alzheimer's. It mainly affects people over 65. Above this age, a person's risk of developing Alzheimer's disease doubles about every 5 years. 1 in 6 people over 80 have dementia, many of them have Alzheimer's disease. Why do Alzheimer's patients stop eating? They may forget mealtimes, lose their sense of hunger and thirst, or become unable to determine the proper amount to eat. They may also struggle to incorporate enough variety into their diets, which means they're not getting the vitamins and minerals they need. Is Alzheimer's preventable? 1 in 3 cases of Alzheimer's disease worldwide is preventable, according to research from the University of Cambridge. The main risk factors for the disease are a lack of exercise, smoking, depression and poor education, it says. Alzheimer's Research UK said age was still the biggest risk factor. What kills you when you have Alzheimer's? Alzheimer's disease destroys nerve connections in the brain, making it progressively more difficult to do ordinary things like move around, swallow and feed yourself. While the disease devastates the brain, it does not kill you. Complications of the decline in brain function is what leads to death. How long does Alzheimer's take to kill you? The average life expectancy for a person with Alzheimer's is 3 to 11 years after diagnosis, but people can live with Alzheimer's for 20 years or more. If a person's symptoms appear before the age of about 75 years, they are likely to live for another 7 to 10 years after diagnosis. Can a person with Alzheimer's forget to breathe? Individuals with Alzheimer's disease often die of a medical complication, such as pneumonia or the flu. However, Alzheimer's itself can be fatal, even if there are no other complications. These late-stage symptoms can lead to death when patients can no longer be fed or breathe safely. Which is worse, dementia or Alzheimer's? Dementia is an overall term used to describe symptoms that impact memory, performance of daily activities, and communication abilities. Alzheimer's disease gets worse with time and affects memory, language, and thought. While younger people can develop dementia or Alzheimer's disease, your risk increases as you age. What is the final stage of Alzheimer's? Severe Alzheimer's disease, late stage. In the final stage of this disease, dementia symptoms are severe. Individuals lose the ability to respond to their environment, to carry on a conversation and, eventually, to control movement. They may still say words or phrases, but communicating pain becomes difficult. What are the signs that death is near? These signs are explored below. Decreasing appetite. Share on Pinterest. A decreased appetite may be a sign that death is near. Sleeping more. Becoming less social. Changing vital signs. Changing toilet habits. Weakening muscles. Dropping body temperature. Experiencing confusion. How do you know if you're getting dementia? Although the early signs vary, common early symptoms of dementia include memory problems, particularly remembering recent events, increasing confusion, reduced concentration, personality or behavior changes, apathy and withdrawal or depression, loss of ability to do everyday tasks. What are the 10 warning signs of dementia? These early signs of dementia are memory loss, difficulty planning or solving problems, difficulty doing familiar tasks, being confused about time or place, challenges understanding visual information, problems speaking or writing, misplacing things, poor judgment or decision-making. How do you calm anxiety and dementia? Tips to help prevent agitation: create a calm environment. Remove stressors. Avoid environmental triggers. Noise, glare and background distraction, such as having the television on, can act as triggers. Monitor personal comfort. Simplify tasks and routines. Provide an opportunity for exercise.